How's everyone doing?
Hey.
Hey, son.
Good to see you. I see half of each of your faces.
Oh, really?
Okay, hold on. How about
That's
now?
good. That's good. That's
That's
good.
Get
great.
cozy.
Perfect. Yeah.
Got it.
It's nice.
Well,
It's your family. Yeah, it's nice. You
Yes,
got
we actually like each other, so it works.
good. Love it. Love it. Where are you guys calling in from?
We're at my house, so
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Got
in
you.
Boston.
yes.
right on.
Nice.
Nice
Nice. Nice.
artwork. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what we were gonna ask. Like that's probably what I thought was asking. It's beautiful
I don't know. I
whole
was like, I
background.
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
a
is
nice
this?
it's a nice backdrop.
Yeah, I was like, is this a warehouse and you're using one of the
I
paintings that
know.
you use, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would have been a
Okay.
good place to go
I'm
live,
just
though.
saying. I'm just saying. Next time. Next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I like it.
But
How
Nice.
you guys doing?
I
Yeah.
know.
Good.
We're good. Can't complain. Busy. I mean, this time of year, things seemingly are supposed to slow down. They really haven't,
We're noticing the
which is
same
which is a good
thing.
Yeah,
thing. It's a good thing, right? So, I mean, obviously,
absolutely.
good to be busy, but excited for at least a little bit of a lull,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah.
just to spend some time with family and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But yeah, I
Absolutely.
can't complain. Well, thanks for jumping on today, guys.
Of
I know
course.
it seems like it's been a long time coming.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're
No,
happy
it's just
to.
I'm ecstatic that it actually turned out all right. And
Yeah.
the Roslindale condo you guys did finally closes tomorrow.
Oh,
We
wow.
were subject to the government shutdown delaying like loans and stuff. So it's going to
Ooh.
be a hell of a day. And
Well, congratulations.
thank,
I'm happy that pulled through.
thank you, thank you. No, it looks so different without your stuff in there, and that's
Most places do, right? I think that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you guys on was to kind of talk through some of that. Like naturally, we know as real estate agents, and you guys naturally are familiar because that's why you're in. I mean, that's why you're in the business because you know it makes a difference, right? But talk us through. I think it'd be helpful. Well, first off, we've got the ladies from She Designs here on the live with us today to talk about staging. Staging, I mean, as some of you may know, like it's something that's a key part of the selling process. Something we always recommend to our clients. I think a lot of agents do when they're working with the seller is like, and the property is vacant. Staging makes a big difference. It shows people, in my view, the biggest thing is two big things for me is number one, it allows people to see like how a place can be utilized, how an area can be utilized. That's number one. But number two, it also shows that the seller cares, right? Like I think a lot of sellers don't, and they don't stage it. It hasn't been kind of clean, taken care of, and buyers can typically tell. That at the end of the day impacts the quality of the offers and things like that. But talk us through your guys' philosophy and strategy around staging a home after you've seen it the first time.
I think it's very similar to kind of what you already spoke on. So definitely you want to realize and understand that first impressions are everything, right? And so you kind of only have that one shot to make a grand impression and you want to do it right. So I think our philosophy is you kind of do it right the first time, right? That's the first thing. But you do it right the first time, and what we do is we make sure that we're maximizing the space, we're showing how to utilize the space, and we're kind of, I don't want to say hiding defects, but we're kind of distracting buyers from things that you might not want them to see. Right. And there's a lot of that happens that people don't realize.
yeah,
So I think placement of furniture is everything. And
yeah,
so kind of what we do is we'll do our initial walkthrough. Usually the properties are vacant. Sometimes the properties will have, clients' furniture in there. And we do occupy stations as well, just to let you know. But vacants are a little easier. So we get
Right.
a feel for the space. We kind of visualize a layout and
real quick, could we get you like closer in
oh
the?
sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I'm
I know
inching out.
I'm speaking with my hands too, but I'm all free.
Sorry.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
so visualizing a layout and really trying to figure out what story we want to tell, because at the end of the day, we're selling a lifestyle at the same time,
Yeah.
right? So you want the buyers to come in and be able to visualize, how they would live in that space. And I think that's what we've been able to master is getting the space to look and feel warm, cozy, and making someone want to say, wow, like I want to live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try
Yeah.
something.
We definitely, I think generally people just have like a lack of imagination to see that stuff. Where like you guys can like go in and see it yourself, but no, not
Mhm.
most people don't have that like innate ability to do so. So it does just like be like, here it is. Exactly. You can literally copy this exact layout if you'd like to.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
so I was gonna say, and it can be difficult. We try to tailor to the style of the home. Some homes are more modern than others, and so when we talk about like hide things, it's not that we want to hide things from the buyers. It's just that we don't want them to focus on like minor fixes because some things can just feel a little more. I think ideally, a lot of people want turnkey. And not that we don't stage turnkey homes, because sometimes with turnkey homes, people start to worry about the price. They're like, I don't know if but then older homes, they kind of just look at it as an old home. They don't really, sort of appreciate what features it might come with. Older homes sometimes comes with larger spaces. They might not come with amenities, but they might have like beautiful bay windows or a really unique layout that you can't find anymore. So it's very important for us to just sort of showcase that when we're taking on the project.
Totally. I'm always curious as to like who like of Charisse and Shayna, like who is like the like what are your different roles or like who's like artistically visualizing stuff, and then also like where are you keeping all this stuff and how you're able to get out, like I don't, that basic logistic I'm I'm still in the dark on.
So when it comes to our roles, I think they're interchangeable. um, I think we both have different strengths that we kind of know. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head.
Like when it comes to design and stuff, you like hanging pictures. And maybe I just don't like it. I try to like, you're so good at that, Shayna.
Yeah.
She is good at hanging pictures because she didn't want to have to ask anybody to do it.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
I think for her, if we're going down that path,
Love this.
she likes to fluff pillows and she's better at making the beds than I am. So it works out, right? So when we're in the middle of projects, I think we both kind of just retreat to what we are.
This is Shayna's thing. If there's like a shelf, I know she loves doing shelves. I'm not even gonna get in her way.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
already has it planned out.
Coffee table styling she'd rather be hands off on. So it's just little things. It's little things like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, doing walkthroughs, customer communication or client communication, we both kind of just go for it hands on. And if there's something, we both live in Boston, but she lives more north, I live more south. So if there's a project that's closer to her, and we need to go there for some reason, she's gonna go. If there's a project closer to me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. And I think
Yeah, that's good to have.
when we do that, we kind of figure out who's gonna spearhead the different
Yeah.
projects. So that's kind of.
I know, she's like my wife right here, so
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think like, Mike and I can speak to that a little bit
Yeah,
too. Like,
my husband.
a
Yeah.
good, but like, I think a partnership, and especially when what your partner is good at, like it can not only save a lot of time but save a lot of headache, right? And then like some stuff can be like unspoken, and even though as a business you should still talk about it, but like it still be unspoken and kind of like get done in a timely and efficient manner. So that's awesome that you guys have that partnership. I guess a question I have is, when working with clients, like, so usually I'm guessing, when you do you communicate directly with clients typically, or do you communicate with the agents? Is it a mix?
Good Good
It's
How does it
question.
definitely
often
a
work?
mix. It's definitely a mix. Usually we'll start talking with the realtor or the agent.
Mhm.
And if the seller is very involved, then they become one of the point of contacts. So it really just depends on the project and how involved the seller needs to be.
Mm.
Um, but I think I want to say we deal more with agents than sellers.
Yeah.
Makes
And
sense.
sometimes it's easier because the sellers can be a bit like taken aback by staging because they're already so overwhelmed. You know, some sellers they're, they know what it is, but it's just a lot for them to take on. So sometimes it's easier to go through the agent so that they don't feel like they're just like, have to worry about a million things when it comes to the sale.
Yeah, yeah. And do you is there like whether working with agents or with the clients directly, is there like certain pushback that I mean, aside from price, obviously, this doesn't always a discussion that we have with sellers, right? Is like, what is there ROI? Do I need to do this? Like all that kind of stuff, right? Like the common thing. But aside from that, is there anything else? Any other pushback that you guys normally get when it comes to working with sellers and the whole concept of staging?
I think I think only one time it was just we were working on a big like a more expensive project in Beacon Hill. And, we have to go in and out of the property. We get keys to the lock boxes. So for them, there was architects involved. And they're like, do you know them? Like for just to, give us the keys and have them access the property and like how well.
Sure.
So that was one. And then once they like saw how we worked, they were like, oh, hey, yeah, leave the lights on. We're going to head out if y'all can lock up.
Yeah.
So, I think one thing is just building the trust because you just, you might have some strangers coming in and out. um you might be concerned about just how the care, if they have a level of care with your property. It's still their property and their baby at the end of the day. So
Yeah, I mean, we had that experience in Somerville, right, with the neighbor downstairs. I think it was one of you who called that neighbor the HOA final boss, right? It
yeah.
was the most hilarious comment.
That was me. He was the HOA final boss.
That was hysterical. The best, the
Yeah.
best.
So sometimes neighbors can be, a factor, but it's usually it's all smooth. But that
Yeah, I mean,
happens.
I think just like with anything, communication is important, and and
Yes.
and and even if you communicate well, which I promise you, I did, right? Even if you communicate well, you tell your clients to inform the neighbors and things like that. Sometimes there's things that you just can't control.
Right.
There are variables, just like in deals that we work with, right? Like throughout the course of a transaction, we control as much as we can, but things will come up,
Things
Yeah.
happen.
And
you know.
CYA, cover your ass. Remember, he said we
100%.
knocked the plants
Yeah.
over, left them in disarray. They were like neatly stacked up. We came back, we were like, what plants were knocked over? They were neatly stacked on it,
Yeah.
but that's why you have to take pictures and, show like, hey, this is how we left it. This is how we came in. Just keep, like you said, communication. Keep everybody well informed so you're not
Yeah.
hearing
And,
it from
and,
a
and
third
is
party.
that one of the reasons it's a little bit easier to work with agents is that they can be kind of like the they can be the ones to communicate things properly and they have the
Yeah.
relationship with the
It,
client,
The
all that
mediator.
kind
and
of stuff. Yeah.
agents, they do this for a living, right? So they deal with this all the time. Sellers, this is like a one-time thing, or it could be
Yeah.
a second home, but this is not what they're used to. So it's a different world for them. Whereas agents,
Mhm.
they deal with stagers, they deal with different types of people as they're going through the process. So I think that's another reason why.
And also too, you don't know like what the client is going through. You could be staging for somebody that's selling a house because they're going through a divorce. You know what I mean? Or,
Right.
so they're already dealing with emotional factors. I mean, we even had one situation where it was the neighbor who was trying to sell his house at the same time. We were staging on one floor and he was trying to sell his house because he was going through a divorce on the other floor. And it was tough for him because we're over here staging and he's trying to sell his house. So it's already competitive for him. So, and again, he was a little snippy, but we had to be compassionate toward, like, it's not personal. We understand that this is hard for you too. So we really just try to be compassionate and just try to be fair in the way that we work, and just accommodate.
Did you?
No,
Did
it's
you? Did,
stress on the realtor too. We want to make it
yeah.
easy for the realtor. We
Right.
don't want them coming back to y'all.
Complaining.
Absolutely. Did
And
you
I
end up?
think we
Did you end
skipped
up staging that
over,
other unit too?
huh?
Did you end up staging the other unit too?
No.
No, no, no.
But
I'm easy.
the
I'm easy.
realtor was good. He delayed the sale and let him,
Okay.
you know
Smart.
what I mean? So again, you could always work with people, and it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry,
that's
Steve, you say something.
No, I think we didn't answer the second half of the question about where we store the
oh
furniture,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
right?
Right.
Yeah, we want to know like how are you acquiring pieces, where are they going, that sort of deal.
Yeah, so it's been a journey, I'll say that. We started off in storage units, in rent and storage units,
Mhm.
and that got pricey because if people who rent storage units know that they change the price of storage units all the time, right? So they were increasing the storage unit
And
price,
we were
and
growing.
we were
So we
growing.
needed
So
one, then two.
so we had to make a decision. It was about last year. We made a decision that it was probably best if we found some type of warehouse space instead of getting another storage unit. Because I think at the time we were at 3 storage units, and so now we're in a warehouse space where we house all our furniture.
Mhm.
It's much better that way because with the with the storage units, we had one on one floor, because you can't control what's available when you
Yeah.
need it.
Right. Right.
So we were kind of all over the place, but now everything is in
Yeah.
one
Set up like our
place.
own little
It's
home goods.
set up. Yep, it's set up like a shop.
Yeah.
So we have all our accessories in one place, all the big furniture, in another
Mhm.
place, and everything else in between. But
Mhm.
so that's where we're at now with the storing the furniture.
Mhm.
And then as far as acquiring pieces, it's a little bit of everything. So, we order off of Wayfair, Amazon, we're in Home Goods, Home Sense all the time.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Facebook Marketplace sometimes,
Yeah.
we're there.
We had to invest a lot, like, of our own money to sort of, give ourselves a good, like, buffer. And then, after that, we had to get to the point where we're able to trade out furniture. Like, you take something from one property and then you can repurpose it in the next, but you
Right.
have, enough to where, you know, if I, do, if we stage for you, we don't want it to look identical
Mhm.
to, let's say, if your coworker, if he passes on, we're not going to give them the same set. So we built ourselves up to have, like,
A mix and match system,
yeah, and we could at least stage, like, would you say, like, 12 houses right now?
Yeah. So
Oh
we
So
shit.
you.
we
Oh,
do.
so you could
Wow.
do 12 listings at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Right now, probably, yeah.
So yeah, you definitely need a warehouse space.
Yeah, yeah. I
No
mean, and
question about
the
it.
goal is never to house everything at the same time, right? We always want to have
Of
the
course.
furniture
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
making the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, we haven't had that problem yet, and hopefully we don't have that
Yeah.
problem. I don't want that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we foresee. I mean, like you said in the beginning of this, the winter months things slow down a little bit, but we don't want it to slow down too much. And
Sure.
so far it hasn't. So far everything is still moving. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
but yeah, if we have to house everything all at once, that's just gonna be a scary moment.
How often do sellers or even agents have like preferences on like what pieces are used and like the color palette and like all that kind of stuff like basically how often are they stepping on your toes?
So not often, but we do have some clients who don't like the color black.
Yeah.
So
And that's okay.
Yeah.
those
They
are
just like
easy
white furniture. Yeah.
accommodations,
Mhm.
right? So they like the minimalist look, and they'll
So
say,
so
we
simple
don't really,
preferences
yeah,
Yeah.
more than like, oh, this is
Mhm.
how this is exactly how this.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
We have had that sometimes with the sellers, and the agent would be like, I'm sorry. I know this is like, so, but the realtors have been really good. But like I said, some of them do have preferences because they've been in the game for a long time where staging may not be their thing, but they know what looks good in pictures. So, we've learned a lot from realtors too. Like, even though this looks beautiful in the picture, it might look like little blurry balls or something. So, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Got it.
that's smart. Yeah. Do you like? I don't know. I guess the AI picture staging is good
Virtual.
for like a little something, but man, like there's no like I think most of the value is being physically in the space with the stuff.
Yeah, and I think, what do we call it? Catfish?
Yeah, well, that's what
Catfish. Yes, that's
realtors
exactly
have.
what it is.
Realtors have gone
Yeah.
through that though. They said it out their mouths. Like they was like, yeah, we've heard the feedback after they done virtual staging and they came in person. Some of them are like,
Because
Yeah.
staging is more than just the visual thing. It's a feeling as well.
Right.
So when people see a virtually staged property online, that's what they're expecting to see when they go to the property, right? So when you're going to the property and it's empty, it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't hit the same. So
if it's
the
a newer
impact is
space, it might not. If it's a newer space, it's not as bad. But I was like, you shouldn't do it with an older space for sure. A newer space, maybe, the only thing is like, it's, people want to know about the size. But,
I think it serves its purpose in like a property that's like still being built and you have renderings of like what it is. That's like kind of the extent of my, I don't know, it's not if you have different feelings, but
Yeah,
no,
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
I think yeah, like virtual staging is helpful only when when actual staging is not an option. And
yeah,
I don't
right.
mean in terms of like cost. I mean in terms of, like you said, new construction renderings. Sure, naturally you're not going to stage something that's not built yet, right?
Right.
But then another example is I have a few off market listings right now. These are investment properties. There's a few vacant units, right? But they're on the market to be rented. You can't really stage those right now, because like actually stage them, because they'll only be there maybe for a week,
Mhm.
right? So it doesn't make a lot of sense in those situations, because they're being like, they're being leased out, or the plan is to lease those out and also to put them up for a potential sale. So those are situations where, I mean, a couple of situations where I think it makes sense. But yeah, I agree. Like, honestly, I would just go as far to say that even something that's new construction and built out,
Mhm.
it makes such a huge difference when there's
Yeah.
actual
Oh,
staging versus
Yeah.
not. Like, the
Mhm.
home looks totally different. Like you said, there's a look and feel to it when you
Mhm.
go in. I've seen plenty of new construction places that are not staged. The feeling is not the same.
hmm,
Like, as an agent, like, and
very
if I'm feeling it,
sterile, very like,
if
yeah.
I'm feeling it, guaranteed my buyer is feeling it, right? Like, so I think I would go as far to say that regardless of what the home is, if it can be staged, it should be.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
we agree 100%.
Mhm. And we do rentals too. Sometimes they want to see a model apartment when they're not getting leased out. So we have been in that realm too for
I
like,
see.
yeah, new construction buildings.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Awesome. So if somebody wants to, like, obviously they can come through us to connect with you guys, but if they have questions, or they want to kind of check you guys out and the work that you do, how do they get in touch?
So Instagram is an easy way. Send us a message, a DM. We're always checking that. Our website is listed on our profile, I believe, but www.shedesignshomes.com.
Right.
I think those are the two easiest
Yeah.
ways.
My email is my first name, Cerise, Cerese at She Designs Homes, and Shayna's is Shayna, SHANAJJAE. I know that's a lot. Remember that
I
book?
Well,
mean,
right.
they'll find you. I mean, this is
But we
2025.
Yeah, we'll
Cool.
write it out.
So
Put
Instagram,
a-
your website, your personal profiles. It
yeah,
seems like it's pretty easy to get in touch with you guys.
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously anybody who's listening, you can get in touch with them through us too. We're happy to.
Yes.
Right.
And
Uh,
Sharice, I believe I in a like a pickle found you on TikTok. Is it right? If I'm recalling
You found
correctly,
me on TikTok?
or like Instagram.
I think it was
Oh, it's
Insta.
Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say TikTok.
You found me on
I was like, what? You're
It's
doing on
supposed to be
TikTok.
private. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
no,
that.
yeah, Instagram, that's really popular. We get a lot of clients through Instagram. It's easy just to shoot a DM and then, top on the phone. But yeah,
Yeah, the DM's easy. It's a visual space, and your job is visually like it's a visual job, right?
right.
Mhm.
Prone to that, so
Yeah, to see the work.
Instagram helps out a ton. But yeah, it's been great. You guys have been wonderful. Thanks for
Thank
Likewise.
you.
thanks for
Thank you
hopping
for being
on.
some of our favorite clients.
Thanks.
And it's a pleasure. Thanks for having us, y'all.
So, yep,
Of
he
course.
All
designs
right.
homes for Story Time. Sod, myself, Sharif.